The best employee retention tools that we've ever encountered is paid time off for religious holidays. Let me explain. I'm actually filming this on Good Friday, and what we found is that money doesn't always talk. It's amazing. There's a study done that if you were to poll employees, what is the most important things to them in staying in their role and opportunity? Number 4 on the list is actually their salary. And I can attest to this. As you are attracting an offshore team, as you are retaining an offshore team, it is amazing that over the years, BPOs have not given offshore talent the opportunity to celebrate holidays with their family. They have to adhere to North America-centric holiday schedules. So as an American organization, many companies only give 10 days for PTO, paid time off. Here in Canada, that might be 15 days. But those don't always coincide with the religious events in countries like Philippines, highly Catholic, or in Bangladesh, Muslim or Islamic, and in India, Hindu. And so what's really important is, and this is a task that I had our EA do, we put together a schedule of all of our employees. We have employees in the Philippines, in Bangladesh, in India, in Pakistan, soon to be in South Africa. We might test Nigeria. And so you put together a spreadsheet, and they've accumulated the list of all of the religious holidays pertaining to each religion and each region. If you think about state or federal or provincial holidays that intermix, in my country, as an example, we celebrate Queen Elizabeth's birthday on May 24th, and Canada Day is July 1st, as an example. So we put together this giant sheet, and then we give a healthy dose. So we give 10 days for just religious holidays. We give 2 weeks during Christmas and New Year's. As that's very important to the Philippines team, but as well for those that don't celebrate Christmas. It's just an excellent time with family. And let's actually back up to the reason why. As a generality, what I have found is that offshore talent is typically the number 1 breadwinner for their family, and they live in a multi-generational home. So if I'll speak for teammates in the Philippines as an example. The teammate that's working for you, who has a university degree, highly English proficient, runs your customer success, or is a marketing manager on your team, they're the number 1 breadwinner for their family. And in their household, there's themselves. They themselves might have children. Their parents might be in the house. And even their parents' parents, their grandparents might all be sharing one home. And so why this is important is, number 1, a work from home culture allows them to be with their family. That's an important piece. But number 2, now coming back to religious holidays, these cultures, I find, in comparison to North America, are much closer to family. They cherish their opportunity to spend time together for important religious events, which me as a Canadian, in Canada, religious events just aren't that important for the average Canadian. But in the Philippines, in Bangladesh, it's critical. So let's use an example in Bangladesh. To provide a perk or benefit, we've offered something called a festival pay. This is very common in Bangladesh, but us as North Americans, we don't understand this. A festival pay means 1 week's bonus to be able to be paid to celebrate important festivals in your country. We offer 2 festival pay. There are 2 major festivals that are paid for 2 weeks that are guaranteed for them to be able to take off and enjoy with their family. We have teammates in Bangladesh who have not been able to go to these festivals for 5 years, but now coming to work in our companies, they're working from home, they're with their families more often, and they get paid during special holidays as a perk. Whereas in a BPO, a business processing organization, or if you think of the way that banks or Deloitte or airlines might kind of offshore their call centers, it's just constant work, and they all have to adhere to Canadian or North American holidays, and that's not highly effective long term because they get burnt out. They don't get to see their family. So my recommendation, as you develop an offshore process internally or an outsourcing process internally, start by thinking of the talent backwards. It's not about the holidays that we celebrate here in North America. It's about the holidays that will provide stickiness and glue and retention for your teammate. Your teammate has state, provincial, federal holidays, and they have festivals, they have religious holidays. Reverse engineer from them outward. Map it against our North American holidays. Give a healthy amount. 2 weeks, plus I think major holiday at the end of the year if you close for Christmas, New Year's, we have found very successful. In my companies, in the 5 to 6 years that we've been offshoring, we have nearly 0% voluntary churn because people recognize that we're creating an outsized opportunity. We pay well, but more importantly, we create an environment that has an incredible work-life balance. Be with your family, celebrate religious holidays that are important to you. And so this is my biggest advice. One of the best and simplest and cheapest perks you could possibly offer to future offshore teammates. What are the holidays that are important to you? When do you want to spend time with your family? Let's align to those. Ironically, they rarely align to important times of your year where you have to be doing deals. I mean, Christmas and New Year's, North America shut down to begin with. And so many times the religious holidays offshore are not always in peak periods where it was important for them to be, on calls at that moment. Then as well, we also create an environment where people understand about passive working. Okay, so you're going to be away for a period of time during your religious holidays. Here in North America, we don't celebrate those. Do you have a phone? Yes, of course. Perfect. You have email on your phone. If something important comes up, we'll WhatsApp you, we'll Slack you. You'll see it in your emails. Help the team, answer those questions, but you don't need to be in front of your computer all day to answer these questions. I hope that this helps you think about how to attract and retain talent. Cheap ways, simple ways, inexpensive ways to be able to attract and retain talent using something that's important to them, which is religious holidays and PTO, paid time off, as a perk.